What's up, everyone? Today I want to be talking about abundance versus scarcity, expansion versus reduction, because I feel like in today's society we have such a minimalist and miser mindset. It's always what can we cut, what can we save, how can we reduce, how can I keep more money in my pocket, and all of these things, and budget, budget, budget. And there is some truth hidden within all of this. Yes, you should be saving. No, you shouldn't be spending all your money. No, you shouldn't be spending it on stupid stuff. But in the same sense, if you think about it, nobody, when I say nobody, nobody ever, ever, ever saved their way to riches. They never budget cut to riches. They never coupon clip to riches. None of that ever happened, and you will never reduce your way to being rich or wealthy. It will never, ever, ever happen. So get rid of that scarcity mindset of cutting and budgeting and reducing, and instead of taking that energy into reducing and minimalizing and not fully experiencing life or all that it has to offer, take that same energy and that same effort that you take into budgeting and reducing and minimalizing. Take that same energy, put it towards expanding. Ask yourself, how can I provide more value? How can I serve more people? How can I serve people on a deeper level? How can I impact them in a deeper way? These kinds of things, instead of asking, how do I reduce? How do I spend less? How do I, save more of my money? How about we start asking, how do I make more money? How do I take my services, instead of serving 100 people a year, how do I serve 1,000 people a year? Instead of asking, how do I reduce my business expenses, ask, how can I take this money and spend it in a way that's going to make me more money, that's going to benefit someone, that's going to help others? I can run through my business and look, okay, I could cut this expense, I could reduce this expense, I could get a cheaper car, I could do this, or that. Or on the other side, I could take all that same energy, all that same effort, all that same thought, all that energy, redirect it towards asking myself different questions that are more expansive, that's more valuable, that's helping others, that's creating value. How can I how can I serve more people? How can I get my message in front of more people? How can I I could create ads, I can spend it on advertising, I could go to spend it on seminars, I can spend it on, there's a million different ways. Another way, how can I, instead of, reducing my expenses, how can I increase my expenses to thus create more revenue or more value? Instead of seeing how can I reduce my expense, how can I increase it? So how can I spend more money? Maybe I can hire an assistant. Maybe this assistant will allow me to, free up 3 hours, 4 hours of my day to thus spend more time prospecting or more time presenting. Maybe I hire someone to do the prospecting for me, so I'm only, doing presentations. There's so many different ways, but we need to get out of this mindset, because you will never, ever, ever, and I cannot stress this enough, and I've been there before. I've been there where I wanted to cut all my expenses, where I was worried, like, how do I, reduce this expense? How do I do this? And there is only so many times and only so much that you can reduce and reduce until you get to the point where it's uncomfortable. Like living like a miser, you shouldn't have to. You guys should be more worried about expanding instead of reducing. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I know I'm talking with a lot of passion, because this is something where I've been there. I've been there where I felt like I had to save all my money. I had to coupon clip, and I had to, not eat out at those fancy restaurants. I had to save my money, yada, yada, yada. Instead, if I would have took that same energy, instead of saving and reducing and trying to reduce my way to riches, take that same energy, Now I'm asking myself, okay, what ads can I be buying? How can I get to more people? How can I then, the people that already helped, how can I impact them on a deeper level? And really just ask yourself, how can you serve? How can you give more, instead of how can I save and hold on and be greedy? Honestly, that's the way that I see scarcity. Hopefully this makes sense. Hopefully you guys really enjoy this. Peace out. Enjoy the rant.